Come on. Come on, Bonnie, come on. Oh, hello, creeps. It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper, just watching a little shimmer women athletes. It's Christina Von Eerie versus Soraya Knight in 3 stages of hell. That's my kind of match. Come on. Come on, Bonnie. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Oh, what a textbook reversal. Tonight, women's wrestling fans, I have a tale to tell. It's about a young show host who's bitten off more than she can chew. And I call this one the Women's Wrestling Syndicate. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Wrestling Syndicate. Today is our Halloween show. Of course, we have our backdrop here with all of our guests and our new guest here. We have all of their pictures, and we hope by next year to add a hell of a lot more. And first off, before we start our show, I would like to wish a very, very, very happy birthday to Sweet Soraya Knight. Today's her birthday, so happy birthday, Soraya, from the Syndicate. Thank you for wrestling and kicking ass the way you do. Okay, and right now, our guest is the Fallen Flower Kikyo. She is here with us live via telephone. Hey, Kikyo, you with us?
I am. Hello, hello, hello.
There she is, folks. So, Kikyo, I posted that picture that you sent me with all the blood for Halloween. What the hell was that about? What? How in the hell?
So that photo is post-match of the first pumpkin patch death match that happened actually 2 years ago this month.
Oh, wow.
Against Sage Sin at Underground Empire Wrestling in Los Angeles, California. But yeah, so that was post-match.
Wow. I didn't see that match. Who won?
Unfortunately, Sage did get the better of me in that match. It's there's a couple of clips and I know there's like the last 5 minutes of the match on YouTube that you can find. And I'm sure there's some longer one that I think there's a longer one with like a really crappy camera angle.
Oh, wow.
But it's there if you want to try and watch it.
Oh, wow.
But I think you actually have to buy it on DVD or something like that. I'm not quite sure.
Ooh, I saw that picture. I'm like, wow. Wow. that looked pretty intense there. Really intense.
That's what happens when you get your eyebrow busted open and then a light tube smashed on your face.
Oh, light tubes. Oh, that makes my toes curl. That really does. Ooh. Because I figure I'm always afraid of the light tube stuff. I mean, of course it's everybody enjoys watching a lot of that stuff, but this is the maternal instinct in me. I'm always afraid of people not getting the glass out and something getting infected.
It normally ends up being like a kind of a pimple, unless like you're randomly sitting there and you're like, hey, why is that sharp? And you reach behind yourself and pull out like a 3-inch shard of glass, like Sage I know has done and sent me photos of.
Oh, wow.
It's almost always after our matches, like after that match in particular, she bent over and I'm like, oh, you're bloody. And then I looked at it and I'm like, hey, wait, here you go. pulled like a little tiny shard of glass out of her leg, and then she sends me a photo like 2 days later. She's like, dude, and she shows me this picture of like this 2.5 inch long piece of glass from one of the light tubes that got stuck in her ass.
Damn.
And then I pulled like another 2 inch shard of light tube from her back, like earlier this year in February, actually, when we went up to Oregon. I was like, oh, hey, wait, there's a piece of glass. Let me pull that out for you. Oh, my God.
Be careful, guys. Please be careful. Like I said, maternal instinct in me. Be careful. Well, guys, it is Halloween, and silly me, I have my Halloween candy bowl. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got Kit Kats, and I got Reese's, and all that other good stuff. And Kikyo, I'm sorry that we don't live closer, because I would totally share.
You don't what?
I would totally share my candy.
Well, just mail it to me, and it'll be here in like 4 days. As long as the candy's good, we'll be fine.
I don't want it to melt, though. Don't you think Reese cups and Kit Kats would melt?
Here we go. Just like buy something on Amazon and ship it to me. I don't know. How about that? Just ship it to my house instead.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. I will have to look into that. A little Halloween, little Halloween present.
Right? It's my unbirthday, damn it.
I love Halloween. It's it's like my Christmas. I love Halloween. It's like the best holiday ever.
Right?
I mean, I got my whole whole little apartment here, decorated with the pictures where the faces change, and yeah, we're big Halloween people. I have one of
those on my wall too. It's right next to the wall here.
They're really creepy. They're a lot of fun too. We have one question that came in from Facebook. Sean on Facebook. Sean wants to know, how did you come up with Kikyo Fallen Flower?
So, Kikyo is a character from one of my all-time favorite animes, Inuyasha. And her and I have a very similar backstory. Not with, like being in the feudal era and, sticking a half-dog demon to a tree with a sacred arrow or anything like that. But more so of the revenge that she felt for Naraku and for Inuyasha. And at first she feels that it's Inuyasha that is the culprit and the bad guy, and what she finally learns, like when she does come back, like who the real bad guy was. She had this just dark revenge to get back at Naraku for ruining her life and essentially for killing her. And with my backstory, I started out somewhere, and like some really crappy things happened, and I was in a bad place for a lot of years. And when this opportunity arose to essentially rise from the ashes and become a phoenix, I really tried to look at everything that I've done and everything that I haven't done yet. Like, I was held back for so long, and when Kikyo was born, I'm the fallen flower. I'm the fallen student from this company. I'm out for revenge to prove to everybody that held me down and told me that I wasn't good enough and that I couldn't do something, that no, screw you guys, like I can do this. And now, 2 years later, which isn't a lot of time, but people forget that I've been around since about 2009.
Yeah.
Like it's not just been this last few years that Kikyo's come up and around. Like, I've been around for a while. It may have been under a different name,
right,
but I've been here and I've been busting my ass every single day. Period. And with Kikyo, now I'm finally free. I'm finally away from the restrictions and the chains that held me down. And now I get to go out there and show everybody what I can do. And the revenge maybe isn't so much of it now, because now I'm kind of Inigo Montoya. Like, I've killed my six-fingered man, and I've really broken out of everything that's held me down. So now I'm like, well, what the hell do I do with the rest of my life? Like, I've been in the revenge business for so long. Right. I don't know what to do. And I thought about it, and I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to continue to prove every single person that looks at me and says, I don't know if she's going to be that good. She doesn't have the body, she doesn't do this, that, or the other thing. But then I get in the ring and break every single expectation that you had.
Wow.
I'm quick, I'm fast. Yeah, I'm big, but guess what? I'm agile as hell.
Yes,
you're not going to see another 200-pound girl doing a standing moonsault, are you?
Right,
no,
exactly.
You're not. But guess who can? Me.
That's right.
Kikyo can do that.
You are unstoppable, and I've seen that standing moonsault. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is athleticism at its best, right there. I mean,
just because I'm big doesn't mean I'm not an athlete. I've been an athlete literally all of my life.
Exactly.
All of my life.
Right. And it
since
doesn't
the time
matter.
I could walk.
Right. Exactly. You're one hell of a wrestler. You know, I really enjoy your matches. You know, watching them on YouTube and all over the place. And I love that match with you versus Brittany Wonder, where she gave you a great big hug and a great big kiss. I'm like,
one of my
she's
favorite
dead.
matches of mine as well. I used that for match of my career with Rise because there was a second contest aside from the initial Internet Darling, introduce yourself and get everybody really in on it, like on what Rise is about and the developing the women of tomorrow, and the second contest being match of my career. I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what? I can send in this match or that match, but it doesn't represent who I am now. And the match was Brittany, which was at Phoenix Pro Wrestling in Petaluma, California. It was for the, at the time, interim Lady Luck Championship of Gold Rush Pro Wrestling.
Yep, you won that belt. I watched you win that belt. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that was it was funny because Brittany and I were sitting in the living room a couple of days prior to that match, and we're thinking, we know we're gonna wrestle each other. We're roommates. It's not like we're not gonna know. And we're like, we gotta do something like really epic for this match. And just sitting there, smoking on, what if I hugged you? What do you mean? What if we did this? Yes, we're gonna we did it in the middle of the living room. We moved the table and everything, and she's like, yeah, go into this and this happens and blah blah blah. And I'm like, we're doing that, and we did it.
Oh, it's hysterical. It just wrestling is it's violent, it's athletic, but also it can be very funny. I mean, with the different characters.
People know that we're roommates, Why am I going to be yeah, I'm a bad guy and she at the time was a good guy, whatever. But you guys know that we're roommates.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that we're friends. It's not that big of a secret. We're tag team partners at some points,
Yeah.
And so why am I just going to be completely ignore that whole relationship? Cool. I understand we're going for this strap. I'm going to be respectful because I'm a good guy anyways. Screw it, you're my roommate, it's cool. Pull me a hug. Alright, I'm not much of a hugger, but you're my roommate, it's cool. Now get off me. Why would you get the fuck off? Get the fuck, oh my god, get the hell off of me. What the hell is the matter with you? Go and try and punch her in the face, and she gives me another freaking hug, and I'm like, you know what, fool.
Right out of the ring.
I'm do this back tech center, and then I'm like, oh wait, that doesn't work in the front. And then she headbutts me after she kisses my nose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. It was one of my favorite matches. But you mentioned Rise. Can you tell us more about what Rise is and what it's supposed to what the event is about?
So Rise is a women's seminar in Berwyn, Illinois, at the Eagles Club, infamous Eagles Club that Shimmer runs out of constantly.
Oh yeah.
It is a 3-hour seminar held by Saraya Knight, aka Paige's mom, for anybody who doesn't know. And again, happy birthday, Saraya Knight. Cole Cabana is also going to be helping her run that seminar.
Okay.
And they are going to pick 10 to 12 out of the 40 participants to be on the first ever Rise 1 Ignite show later on that night.
Okay.
Now, out of those 40 participants, there's already 3 announced on the card. That would be Delilah Doom, who is the Internet Darling. She ended up winning the Internet Darling contest. And then, in a weird coinky-dink, there was a tie for match of my career. So the first match that they've completely announced which is probably going to be the only match announced until that day, is Heather Monroe versus Kate Carney.
Okay.
And that's because they both tied for Match of My Career. They both had 117 votes.
Wow.
So now they're going to battle it out for the Match of My Career title-ish thing, like the name of it or whatever. So that, to me, that's like, all right, well, 10 to 12 just got knocked down to 7 to 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My chances are starting to get a little slimmer each and every time they have one of these contests.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, looks like I'm just gonna have to bust my ass in that ring, aren't I?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I believe you're gonna do well. But that's such a neat and unique idea to get women women athletes that maybe people haven't heard of onto a bigger playing field, if that makes any sense.
That's exactly what they're trying to do. Their slogan is developing the women's athletes of tomorrow, and it's essentially almost like a developmental system for Shimmer.
Right.
Because it is happening the day before Shimmer Weekend starts. Because Shimmer Weekend is that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think it's the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yes.
And Rise is on the 10th. Mm-hmm. And so I know Dave Prazak has already, put his hands in to help out some of the girls, and he's made some comments and interjected himself and whatnot. So obviously he's paying attention. And then we've got the current Heart of Shimmer champion, Nicole Savoy, who was originally planned to be on the card, but unfortunately she had a knee injury at the most recent WWE tryout. And, shout out to Nicole. I hope she gets better fast, because please. I absolutely love working with her. Every time I do work with either her or Brittany Wonder, my talent is elevated because I know I have to step up to them.
Right.
I see them as my vets and my vet mentors, whether me and Brittany started around the same time or I've been wrestling longer than Nicole, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's because their talent, I believe, exceeds my own. And if I can at least get up to their level and then we can go from there, then I know I did my job.
Right. Very good. Very good. And
Nicole's going to be there. Shayna Baszler is also, they just announced her on the card. Mercedes Martinez is going to be showing up. She isn't wrestling as far as we know, but the whole trifecta is going to be there.
You better be careful.
Also a meet and greet as well, so you get to meet not only them and take photos with them for a certain price. Lucisto is going to be there.
Yeah.
There's going to be like a crap. Obviously, you can meet all 40 participants of Rise, and then find out later on that night. I believe bell time's 8 o'clock. Meet and greets at 6:30, and that's when you'll find out, who's going to be on the card.
Wow. And I saw your promo for Rise. I don't know if you rewatched it, but Blazer was behind you.
What?
It that 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 what's her name? Shanda Blazer.
Oh, Shayna Baszler?
Yeah, she was behind you. I don't know. You said what you needed to say, and then.
I didn't realize that when it was happening.
Yeah. You might want to rewatch that and just be careful. They can be dangerous. I've seen those three. Just be careful.
I've already got a good stick with Shayna from APW, so if she really wants to get it, I have no problem throwing it down. I'm gonna lose. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna lose. You don't go up against an MMA fighter thinking you're gonna win. But
I had to throw that in there.
She knew who the hell I was.
I had to throw that in there because it was too funny. I'm like, I remember that promo. She was sneaking up behind you, so be careful.
Well, obviously she's got enough, respect to not hit somebody from behind, so I appreciate that.
Oh, okay. Just yeah. I had to put in my own funny right there. I'm sorry. I had to.
No worries.
And speaking of Rise, I saw online that there, you can buy Rise T-shirts and, of course, tickets and things like that. But there was also a donation section, and the Women's Wrestling Syndicate is going to donate some money towards Rise for you guys to have an incredible event and raise money for women's wrestling. That's what we're here to promote. So money's coming, Kevin Harvey.
Oh, thank you. We trust me. We really, really, really appreciate that. Like a lot of people don't support women's wrestling or even intergender wrestling. Like that's something that should be supported. We've finally started getting females more interested in this sport and in this industry, and it's sad when people just, oh, well, we're going to teach you kind of how to bump, and then we're just going to throw you out there because you're tits and ass, and we need somebody to go sell tickets. Like, no, you would actually sell tickets if you trained her properly, and she turned into this badass worker who can work her way out of a wet paper bag without somebody's help.
Exactly. And
that's sexier to me than some piece of TNA that's just standing there looking pretty. Like, I love a chick who can work. Holy crap, you could be a 5 in the face, but if your work is a 9, hell, bitch, you're a 14 now.
Hell yeah, exactly. That's why I love, Shimmer and, Shine and all those, a lot of those, different promotions, and it's just great. I mean, I can sit there and watch Shimmer all day, you know what I mean? And I'm so proud of Mercedes Martinez for getting the Shimmer title. It's been long overdue. She's one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time, Mercedes Martinez. I even got a picture.
I've been watching her since I started working. Like,
oh yeah, she's it
wasn't anything outside of WWE was essentially foreign to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like WWE, WCW, like anything outside of that was essentially foreign to me until I got into the business, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And then when I started wrestling and figuring out, like, oh, there's more to indie shows than just the one that I found in the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, look at all these shows up and down California. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's actually other states that do this. Holy crap. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, there's other companies aside from WWE that bought out WCW and ECW. Cool. That's awesome. What's this TNA? What's this ROH? What's Shimmer? What's Shine? What's FMW? I don't understand what's going on. All of these things.
Oh, yeah. I just love it, and I love, I've been to, a small handful of, Shimmer events, flying in for the weekend, hanging out, and it's just a blast. And of course I have to get my tickets pre-sto. You guys don't really see a full, you just see my face on the screen, but I'm quite short, so I have to get front row or I can't see. And I've been in a couple Shimmer DVDs. There was one in particular, I'll never forget it. It makes me laugh, where there was a guy behind me, and he was waving hi, hi, just constantly. And Portia Perez is like, "Why are you waving? You look like an idiot." And I'm standing there laughing. She goes, "Will you take care of him for me, please?" I said, "Anything for you, Portia." Right on, right in the camera. That was my big, yeah, okay. That was my big Shimmer moment. Yeah, I like going. It's a lot of fun. I have to definitely get back out there, soon, especially to see Rise eventually. You know what I mean? To come out, and hopefully they'll do another Rise show next time they do a Shimmer. Like, kind of keep it with Shimmer. That would be really amazing.
Well, actually, the second Rise, so good news for people in California that can't go out to Chicago and watch Rise. The second show for Rise will actually be in Los Angeles, California, in conjunction with AWS Promotions.
Oh.
And that'll be January 27th.
Oh, there you go.
They just announced it like today.
Oh, wow. And so it's going to be a traveling promotion?
Definitely, and there's other stuff already in the works.
Put a bug in. Who's in charge of it? Kevin Harvey and them? Put a bug in there.
Kevin Harvey's in charge of everything.
Put a bug in his ear when you see him in November to come to Pittsburgh. That's where I'm at. Pittsburgh, PA.
You know what? I know Pennsylvania. That means Terry Calloway. Just saying.
Yeah.
When she comes back, me and her, we gonna have some words and we gonna have some fists because I'm mad. She relinquished that Magic title before I could wrestle her, and nobody told me. And then I got pushed by a drag queen, and bad things happened.
Huh. Wow.
which you can also
Interesting.
find online. The video's really dark. But so what happened was, Tara Calloway and I were supposed to wrestle for the Pro Wrestling Magic title at Wrestling for Charity in San Jose, California last month. And nobody told me that she had already previously relinquished the title prior to even flying out to California because of her neck injury and whatnot. So the next Wrestling for Charity show that I did, I got in the face of the general manager, Donovan Troy, and proceeded to let him know that he's been holding me back and that nobody told me what was going on with the title. And I might have gotten a little physical, maybe a little bit more Olivia Newton-John than he would have liked. I'm glad you got the reference there.
Nice,
so
I like it.
I may have pushed him a couple of times, and he happened to have an assistant that day in the name of Pollo Del Mar, which is one of San Francisco's biggest drag queens. And so she decided to get in between us, and I decided to get even more Olivia Newton-John, and I gave her a little shove, and then she shoved me back, and I kind of rolled out of the ring because I didn't want a 9-inch high heel in my face. So.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very good.
Shoop and Kimmy Shellhammer versus Kikyo and Tilo Insano from Wrestling for Charity. It is all there in its glory.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check that out. Now, what is Gold Rush? Is there something coming up with that?
Yes, so Gold Rush has actually 2 shows coming up in the next few weeks. Gold Rush Pro Wrestling is a company out of Pacifica, California. They kind of picked up training-wise where APW left off when Roland Alexander passed away. And they have that called the Gold Mine, which is just a few blocks up from their bigger venue, which is Ingrid B. Lacey Middle School. I am the current Gold Rush Lady Luck champion, and this past, I believe, was it last week or the week? I believe the week before, October 1st. That's what it was. I'm sorry. October 1st, I had a cage match with Christina Von Eerie, which I won. Still champion. Has not been pinned or submitted in Gold Rush Pro Wrestling ever. Wow. Not gonna happen. Not gonna let it happen. It will never happen.
Better not. Better not. There'll be a riot.
Yeah. So the next shows they have coming up would actually be this Saturday, the 22nd, is the Golden Wolves Showdown. And then on the 5th, they are doing their Young Lions Cup, which is an APW thing that's been going on for years, and it's essentially the rookies coming in and seeing like who's the top dog out of all of the new guys that have come into the business in the last couple of years or so. Give or take some, politics here and there. But that's what it's supposed to be for, is for all of the new guys that are only a couple of years in or so, to really like showcase what they can do, especially if they haven't really been able to get out there very much. So
it's like the male version of Rise, basically. Kind of, sort of.
Yes and no. They just don't have like a seminar beforehand.
Right. That's interesting, though. All the
but
good stuff
unfortunately, I won't be back to Gold Rush Pro Wrestling until December 10th. I will be showing face at the Young Lions Cup, so if anybody wants to come down November 5th and say hi to me, I will be there. Or I should say bye to me, since I will be leaving 4 days after that for Chicago, and I will be out on the East Coast for a month.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Well, you have a lot of things coming up. Is there anything else that you'd like to put out there? Any other events that you're going to be doing in the future?
Yes. Let me pull that up. December 3rd, actually, I will be in Porterdale, Georgia, for Platinum Championship Wrestling. That will be my swan song from the East Coast. So come see me in Porterdale, Georgia, at Platinum Championship Wrestling. I don't know who I'm working yet. And when I get more details and flyers and whatnot, I will definitely be sharing the crap out of them. So yeah, come say bye to me when I go to the East Coast, because I leave the next day.
Doesn't Dementia DeRose work for them? Isn't she a wrestler for
Platinum? Yes, as far as I know.
Maybe it's her.
Maybe. I got a bone to pick with her butt, too. Literally with her butt.
Whew. Wow. Wow.
Not only for my sake, because she beat me at BTW this last time that we worked, but also my roommate. I got a bone picked with Dementia's butt because of Brittany's butt.
What happened to Brittany?
Nothing happened to Brittany. That's her butt.
Oh, okay.
Dementia stole it.
Dementia
And
stole
I'm
her
gonna steal
butt.
it back. I'm gonna put my butt in her face.
Turn
And
down
be
for
like,
butt.
here, how do you like it? Stop it.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm gonna throw her to Brittany, and then we're gonna give her a Ninja Turtles 2.
There you go. I would like to see that. I would like to
Yep,
see that.
Turtles 2, aka the double whammy, aka the haha, you just got your face squished by two butts. Yeah, aka death.
Let's call it the double butt slam.
The double butt slam.
The butt sandwich? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Anyway, I had a couple crazy ideas.
Oh, trust me, we probably have to do.
Like Brittany said last time, whenever I had her on, I'm definitely going to have to come down there and see you guys. I'm definitely going to have to come out and hang out and see what the California wrestling scene's about. And I was watching some of the Hood Slam shows. I don't know. Those people get real close to the ring. I would be sandwiched.
See,
With my
with
size,
Slam, you're definitely going to be sandwiched
I'm only
unless they happen to have
5
the
foot.
monitor in the back to where you could actually sit down. But even if you can't sit down, even if you could only go for like an hour and you're just exhausted after that, you have to go for the experience. It's just like, I feel like Hood Slam's turned into one of those like state bucket list kind of things. Like, hey, if you're going to go to this state, go see the giant ball of yarn. Go to the Space Needle if you're in Washington. Go to fucking Hood Slam if you're in Oakland, California. You need to do it because you need to do it once in your life. You don't have to smoke. You don't have to drink. It's not a shove in your face, it's there if you want it. If someone offers it to you, you can politely be like, nah, I'm cool. And they'll be like, okay, and pass it to somebody else.
Exactly.
They have water, they have soda, they have juice because it's a bar. There's free water. Like, even if you're short and you're able to, like, there's certain little things along the side of the walls that sometimes people like to climb up when they can't, like, when they want to just, like, get away from everybody, but they still want to be on the show, like, watch the show. Like, there's monitors everywhere inside the big venue. Like, it's definitely a full experience, and you have to experience it at least once in your life while it's still here.
Wow, that would be awesome. That would be awesome to check out all this stuff.
6 years strong now.
Wow.
7 years strong, almost.
Wow.
It'll be 7 years in April for it's the fuck the fans, right? Entertainia, my bad. I don't wrestle for them. I just like to go get hot and watch it.
Yeah, there you
but
go.
thankfully, I have a roommate who wrestles for Hood Slam, aka Ultra Girl Brittany Wonder.
That's right.
Who is now the destroyer of worlds.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck the fans was my return. I hadn't been in a few months, so I was like, I'm finally gonna go. Fuck the fans, Guido's in charge.
There you go.
Literally, fuck the fans, Guido's in charge. The referee is in charge of the show. Wow. So, yeah,
That's crazy.
Definitely something that everybody has to experience at least once in their life.
Heck yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we want to thank you, Kikyo, for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. I have fun on podcasts. People should let me do them more.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. One of these days I should bring the old laptop and come to you guys and just do a live.
Oh, you realize you're going to have to spend at least have a couple of hours. This is going to be like a two-parter episode if you got me and Brittany together. Like,
oh, that would be so much fun.
When you got the Booties of Destruction in the same place at the same time,
get a couple people. Get a couple of you. Get a couple other, women wrestler, friends of yours, get Sage, and I don't know if you know Ray's, but we're gonna try to get Ray's maybe in November to do the show.
Oh, that'd be cool, but unfortunately they live like 8 hours from us. They're in two completely separate areas of the state.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you come over to see, say, the Booties of Destruction, we probably end up bringing the Queens of Co-op Nicole Savoy, who is Brittany's tag partner from time to time, and maybe Desi Dorada. So those would be the females that we would bring up from around our area.
Oh, that would be fun.
And if Shotzi is not busy that day, have her drive up from the Bay.
Oh, that would be fun. I think we should plan it. I think we should seriously plan it for the future, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Have like a big we'll do like one of those like Diva Dirt things where we're all sitting in chairs and stuff. Like a little, NorCal Women podcast episode.
Now I can voice my opinion on occasion. You guys go, shut up. You're just measly little. You're just a measly little thing. Shut up, little girl. Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to get that going. That would be a lot of fun. All right, well, thank you again for being on our show. And next month, like I always say, I don't know who's going to be our guest. I don't know. You don't know. We'll find out together when I get somebody on.
But like Goldberg, who just came back, who's next? We don't know. We don't know. We'll find out.
We don't know. So Rays, we're hoping for Rays, but we never know. But Rays, if you're watching, love to have you on for a little bit. All right, and thank you, fans, and I want you guys to have a very happy and safe Halloween. I'll see you next time.
Check your candy, people.
Yes, check your candy. That's very important.
Check your candy. Make sure you've got lights on. Make sure you're in neighborhoods that are well lit. Don't go to houses that don't have lights on. Stay safe.
I don't know. I didn't. Oh crap! Shit! I didn't check my candy. Uh-oh. I didn't check my candy, and I ate 4 pieces.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, well.
Watch out for those giant 2-inch razor blades and that little tiny piece of hard candy.
Oh, yes. It's so small, And I want to spend
I found this gun in this Twix, bro. Make you check your candy.
And we want to put a special, very fun little shout-out. Thank you to the Crypt Keeper for doing our little intro today. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a great night. Bye-bye, everyone.